If you're struggling with what you're gonna get somebody for Christmas, I might have something that'll help.
Never really know what's going on.
Hello and welcome. It is officially day 3 of Vlogmas. So it is December 3rd today. And today we are going to go a little bit into some Christmas gift ideas for those that are difficult to buy for. So if you're struggling with what to get somebody, even though you know them so well, it may just be that, like, some people will say that how well you know somebody is like or what kind of gift you get somebody is a testament to how well you know them. I don't believe that in the slightest. Like, I still struggle to buy gifts to my parents, and I feel like I'd know them pretty well. Some people are just difficult to buy for. Like, they don't want tangible things, or they don't necessarily tell you what they want. So we're gonna try and combat that today. So we're gonna go with a few suggestions, and with any luck, I'll have the perfect gift for you, or a perfect gift for who you're looking for a gift for. Hey, Belly. My first kind of gift idea for you here is for somebody who probably likes cooking or is getting into cooking or wants to get better at cooking, and it is private online cooking classes. These can get fairly expensive, but you can also do a group cooking class if they don't mind being with a few more people, which makes it a little bit less expensive. This example that I'm going to show you here is, I believe, a Canadian example, but it's just whatever's nearest to you and whatever's most convenient to you. Just take these as ideas, and then these are examples of what it could look like. So this example here is called The Chef and the Dish. They offer both private and group classes, and they have a huge range of different classes from different cuisines or with different chefs. Most of them, I believe, give you a couple of recipes, but there are some very different cultural dishes on there, some of which I've never tried to cook from before. I do actually believe there may be 1 or 2 vegetarian options on there as well. And here I kind of take a look at their feature image, which is a Basque burnt cheesecake, and get a little bit more of a look into it. So the classes are about 2.5 to 2 hours long, and then on top of that they also give you a 45 to half an hour prep session. Yeah, they give you a range of possible dates to set this cooking class for. And yeah, it sounds like it'd be a good experience, especially if they don't want a tangible item, but you know that they like cooking. Instead of getting them a cookbook, get them a private class, and then they learn all the tips and tricks as well as they get a new recipe. My next sort of suggestion here is going to be an e-bike or a riding tour. This one isn't going to be for everyone, but it is a good idea for somebody who is active and they like getting outdoors, or there's somewhere in particular that they really want to see. This one is good for families. It's good for all different fitness levels. It's pretty inclusive, and you can pick and choose where you want to go. This one is local and specific to where I am in the moment in Canada, but I know there are plenty also in New Zealand. I actually know that my parents are going on one. I thought about getting them this for Christmas, didn't in the end, so it is now in the video. If they can run an e-bike tour in Alberta, Canada in the middle of winter at Lake Louise, I'm pretty sure they can run them year-round elsewhere as well. But yeah, it's definitely an option. Definitely all sorts of fitness levels. Could even be for kids, could be a family outing. Like, there are all sorts of ways you could go with this one. But another potential gift idea to have in the back of your mind to be thinking about. I also thought I might just mention that typically they have varying intensity levels, and e-bikes themselves have varying levels of assistance. So how much of it is actually e-biking and how much is pedaling, which makes it completely accessible for different strengths, different ability levels, I guess is a better word that I'm looking for. So very accommodating. Can be a nice slow-paced, leisurely, scenic thing, or you could go the other way and go on like a foresty, intense BMX type e-bike adventure. There is lots you could do with this one. This third one I have here is kind of a big one. I've bunched the whole things sort of together. Any examples I show here are also going to be probably Canadian specific, and you can find a more location specific one for whoever you're buying your gift for. But basically it's subscription boxes. I've always wanted to get somebody one of these. I thought they're the coolest idea, and there's a range of different things that you can get for them, which is awesome. You can also choose, most of them will give you a choice on how many months you actually want to pay for the subscription for, whether you buy a whole year's subscription or whether you just get 3 months subscription to whatever it is for them. And some of the examples I have of the subscription boxes for you, I'm getting excited, are going to be a wine subscription box. That is obviously if you're over 18 and the person you're buying for is over 18. It is a great chance to try new wines, local and overseas. So particularly in New Zealand, there are lots of really nice wines. I'm not too sure if many people would be familiar with. And they also have different ranges. So depending on how much wine you drink and depending on how much you want to spend, you could probably go from 2 bottles a month to a whole case a month. Like, there's a big range with these things. You can also, the wine one I looked at and a couple of other wine ones I'd looked a little more into, they give you a questionnaire, or they find out more about your tastes and what you like, and you get to cater the box a little bit to your taste. So if you're just a red person, you say you're just a red person, they're not going to send you a bunch of whites. If you're not a bubbles person, they're probably not going to send you a bunch of bubbles. It's quite tailored, which is quite nice. So it might require you to know a little bit about their wine preferences, or if they're just not that fussy, it'd be perfect. Another one is cheese boxes, cheese subscription. Before going dairy-free, I was a huge cheese person, so if somebody got me a box where I could try different camemberts, different bries, I get to try some smoked Gouda or some aged smoked cheese, I'd be over the moon, especially if it was like over a couple of months. Especially if somebody's like a big entertaining person, some different cheeses that they might be able to try with their friends. That could be a cool gift. Another one is a book kind of subscription. So if you know a bookworm or somebody that's really into their reading, mystery book subscription. The one I showed, I've never seen anything quite like it. It's really cool. I think you only get one book, but you get a range of gifts that correlate with the book. And then somewhere in the adult section, it was also saying that you can get bookmarks and little gifts like that with it. And it's a monthly subscription, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. Another one that's pretty big here that I've heard of is called a wolf box. So it's basically pet toys. You can get somebody a subscription for their pets. If you know somebody that's all about animals, their pets are the only thing in the world that they truly care about, get them a pet box. It can come with toys, treats, all sorts of things like that. You can also get them for cats. So I'd say check out something like that if you're struggling for somebody who is a pet lover. Another option is going to be like food boxes, like HelloFresh. There are different ones here that are probably better. A more gourmet one, if they've tried HelloFresh and weren't the biggest fan. There are so many different options, and it's a good option for if you're not too sure what to get them, you know what they kind of like, and you want them to be an element of surprise and mystery in there for them as well. Okay, now depending on who you speak to about this one, some people will tell you that gift vouchers are just unsentimental. They don't show that you really care about the person or put any thought into a gift. I disagree. Some people like complete control over how they spend their money, and they don't want to be given these things that they're potentially going to have to re-gift and don't want. So gift ideas, I believe, are actually a really good thing to give people, especially for places like Amazon, or if you know they're into the Apple Music, iTunes, movies on Apple, all of these sorts of things. If you're not so sure, I'd say Amazon or Walmart, because they're so generic and have so much in them, or something like a hardware store. If you know them a little bit more what they're kind of after at the moment, you can go for something a little bit more specific. But I didn't know Amazon had such a huge range of gift vouchers. I checked it out for myself. Just as kind of a side note there, Amazon's not really accessible in New Zealand. There's maybe a few vendors that will send to places, otherwise it's just not worth it. But since moving here, I've ordered a lot more off it, and I'd say it is a lifesaver for a lot of people, and I can see why it's so popular. Some more kind of gift vouchers you can consider if they're big on eating out could be Uber Eats, Skip the Dishes, DoorDash, things like that, especially if they're not the biggest fans of cooking and you know they order out a lot. My fifth and final one here is another fairly big one. It's if you know sort of their general interests or their hobbies, is to get them a starter kit or something that relates to their hobby that they really enjoy. So if something new that they've started picking up and trying and they don't quite have everything for yet. So one could be wool and crochet hooks, if they're more of the creative side of things, or knitting needles. Lego is a good one. It's not really gender specific and no age kind of limits because they've got the Technic now and they've got the flowers for women, or they've got their more female kind of Lego designs. I mean, nothing wrong with women building a car either, just saying. You've got painting, you've got gardening, even video games. I know the consoles are quite expensive, but you don't have to get a console. You could get a headset, you could get a gaming chair, you could get anything else related to gaming, or you can get like if they're into dancing, you could get dance classes, or you could get like a wooden floor for them to practice breakdancing in their own home. Those spinning mat things or turn boards. There are so many options. You just gotta kind of break down and think about what they might be interested in. So those are my 5 gift ideas for somebody who is incredibly difficult to buy for. I hope that there was something in there that kind of, you're like, aha, I should do that, or like you had your aha moment, or that got your, at the very least, got your mind kind of thinking, the gears turning, that you kind of come up with something related but not quite the same as. Because the worst thing is that anxiety or that feeling was like, oh my god, what do I get this person? So I'm just trying to help however I can. I do kind of want to put a little disclaimer to remember that it's the thought that counts. It's not how much things are. The gesture alone of getting somebody for Christmas is huge, at least in my opinion. And everybody comes from different economical backgrounds and are in different financial positions at the moment. I mean, look at myself. I'm halfway across the country, unemployed, and don't have any money coming in. So Christmas this year for me is a little trickier. And I know that that's not even the best example. There are people in way worse situations than I am. But that does conclude my video. I hope you have enjoyed. Please consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you get notified when I upload and to keep up with my series. Today is day 3 and I didn't even think I'd get this far. 3 days in a row, eh? Please consider hitting that like button if you enjoy my content, and I will hopefully see you all in the next video. Until then, peace.
All I need are some better days, 'cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days.